Hello everyone, welcome back to High Tech Fun Study channel. In this session, we are going to discuss about class 9th, chapter 1 science, which is matter in the surroundings, which is under chemistry sector. So let us start. First of all, what is matter? Anything which occupies space and has some mass is called matter. Here mass means the weight, means kilograms, grams, like that. So any substance which occupies space and has some mass in this nature is called matter. Examples: air, water, hydrogen, oxygen, sugar, sand, copper, milk, etc. So these all have mass, means weight, and they also occupy some space in nature, hence they are considered as matter. So we have understood what is matter, right? So now let us see classification of matter. Matter can be classified in a number of ways. Ancient Indian philosophers said that all the matter, means padarth in Hindi, is living or non-living, was made up of 5 basic elements called Panch Tattva, like air, sky, fire, earth and water. So here whatever matter, means padarth, is there in this nature, whether it is living or non-living, is made up of 5 basic elements called air, sky, fire, earth and water. These 5 basic elements are called Panch Tattva. So this classification of matter is given by ancient Indian philosophers, and another classification is also given by our modern scientists. They classified the matter in 2 ways, that is on the basis of their physical properties and on the basis of their chemical properties. So on the basis of physical properties, we will see in this chapter. On the basis of chemical properties, in the future chapters we will be seeing. Okay. So first, on the basis of physical properties. On the basis of physical properties, the matter is classified into solids, liquids and gases. So as you can see here in this mind map, in the classification of matter in the physical properties, on the basis of physical properties, the matter is classified as solids, liquids and gases. These are the 3 states of matter we also tell. Alright, so first, solids. Solids means the substances in which the particles are arranged tightly with a strong force of attraction. So in the solids, the particles are arranged very tightly. They don't have any spaces in between them. With a strong force of attraction, they are arranged very tightly. So these are called solids. Examples are bench, chair, chalk piece, wall, even ice, etc. So as you can see in this picture, in the ice, there are many particles, small particles, which are arranged very tightly and packed tightly usually. So with a strong force of attraction, that's why we tell ice is a solid. Properties of the solids are: the first property of the solid is solids have a fixed shape and they have fixed volume. Here, fixed shape means solids are rigid in nature. Fixed volume means solids have geometry, shape. Okay, volume means also shape and mass, right? So solids have fixed geometry, shape, and they are rigid in nature, means they have fixed shape and fixed volume. All right. Second property of the solids is solids cannot be compressed much. So if we take a blackboard, can we compress it? No. But also there is an exception for this property, that solids cannot be compressed much. That is, some solids like duster or sponge, duster has a sponge, right? So these sponge have small pores by which, though they are solids, can be compressed. So this is an exception for the second property of the solid, that is, solids cannot be compressed much. But one solid like sponge, which is in duster, they have some small pores by which solids can be compressed. We can compress the duster, right? Because it contains small pores by which it can be compressed, though it's a solid. And third property of the solids is solids have high densities. Densities here means mass. And fourth property of the solids do not flow. Flow means fluidity property. Fluidity property means the ability to flow, the ability of the liquid or gas to flow. Here only liquid or gases can flow. Solids do not flow. They does not contain the fluidity property. And the fifth property of the solids is solids do not fill their container completely. Example: if we take a chalk piece and if we keep it in a beaker, and if we dissolve it in the water in the beaker, will it fill the container completely? No, it can't. So solids do not fill their container completely. And sixth property of the solids is solids do not have any interspatial gaps. In the middle of them, they don't have any interspatial gaps, means because they are arranged very tightly with a strong force of attraction, right? So that's why they does not have any interspatial gaps between them. Seventh property of the solids is solids will have high melting and boiling points. High melting and boiling points they have. And eighth property of the solids is solids have strong force of attraction. So because of the strong force of attraction only, they are arranged and packed very very tightly. So here you can see intermolecular structure of solid, right? They're arranged very tightly, packed very tightly, because they're having a very strong force of attraction, and they have a fixed shape, that is cube, right? Here you can see the cube shape, right? So they have a very fixed shape, means not only cube, they have other shapes also, but which is a fixed shape. Okay, the shape does not change anytime. It's a fixed shape and fixed volume also. Next, the second state of matter is liquids. Liquids means these are the substances which have flowing property, are called liquids. This flowing property is called fluidity. So what is fluidity? The ability of a liquid or a gas to flow. So that is about the fluidity property. So the liquids are the substances which have the fluidity property. Properties of the liquids are, first one, the liquids have a fixed volume, but they do not have a fixed shape. So they have a fixed volume, means fixed mass, but they don't have a fixed shape, because they are not arranged very tightly as the solids. Here, as you can see here you can see the structure of liquids, right? They are arranged not very tightly or not very loosely packed. In between of the tight and loose, means there is some interspatial gap between them. And examples, you can see alcohol, water, juice, oil, blood, milk, mercury. Mercury is also we can classify into metals and non-metals also, right? So that is why. And second property of the liquids is liquids cannot be compressed much. Also, we cannot compress the liquids. And third property of the liquids is liquids have moderate densities. They are usually less denser than solids. Means they are not having low density, very low density than gases, means they are usually less than solids. Okay. Fourth property of the liquids is liquids generally flow easily, means they have the fluidity property. And fifth property of the liquids is liquids do not fill their container completely, because the strong interparticle force prevents particles from leaving the liquid to fill the entire container. Here we can see that water can fill the container completely, but because of the strong interparticle force prevents particles from leaving the liquid to fill the entire container. So that's why some liquids do not fill their container completely. And the next sixth property of the liquids is liquids have interspatial gaps. Yes, they have some gaps between them. They're not having more gaps, they're having some gaps, not like liquids. Liquids are very packed tightly, but these are not packed that much tightly. They're having interspatial gaps between them. Seventh property of the liquids is liquids will have low melting and boiling points. Examples, ethanol. Ethanol here is a the like alcohol, methyl ethanol. So this is having the 35 degrees to 37 degrees of boiling point. It is used in sanitizers, means before injection for smoothing hand they will use this ethanol. So this boiling point is 35 degrees to 37 degrees Celsius, means it's less than room temperature, right? So liquids have low boiling and melting points. And eighth property of the liquids is liquids have less force of attraction compared to solids. Yes, solids have very strong, great force of attraction, but compared to the solids, liquids have somewhat less force of attraction, but not very, very less. Okay, gases have the lessest force of attraction gases have, but compared to the solids, liquids have less force of attraction. So now let us see the third state of matter, which is gases. So gases are the substances in which the gaseous particles or the particles are very loosely packed. So here the particles are very, very loosely packed. Means like solids, they are not tightly packed. Like liquids, they are not somewhat loosely packed, but these gases are very loosely packed. They are free from each other. Okay, they're independent from each other. Okay, examples are nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, etc. If you see from industry, there's a gas blowout, right? Gas blowout will be coming, and you can see the particles, right? They will be like so free in the air. We can't even see them properly, that much free they are. So air, helium, ozone, O3, and even carbon dioxide, CO2, water vapor, oxygen, O2, hydrogen, H2O. Yes, properties of gases now we will look into. Okay, so first property of a gas is gases have neither a fixed shape nor a fixed volume. So in solids, what we saw in solids, we saw that they have a very fixed shape, they have a very fixed volume. In the liquids, we saw that liquids have a fixed volume, but they do not have fixed shape. But in the gases, they don't have fixed shape, and also they don't have fixed volume. They don't have both of them. And the second property of the gases is gases acquire the shape and volume of the vessel or container in which they are kept. So whatever shape they obtain, that is obtained from whom? That is obtained from the volume of the vessel, or the vessel or container in which they are kept. So their shape and volume is acquired from whom? Acquired from the vessel or container in which they are kept. Okay, the third property of the gases can be compressed easily. Example, balloon. If we take a balloon, we can compress it very easily, right? So what we've learned for solids cannot be compressed much, and for the liquids, what we have learned, liquids also cannot be compressed much, but the gases can be compressed very easily. And the fourth property of the gases have low density, hence they are very light in nature. So they have very low densities compared to the liquids and also the solids. So that's why they are very light in nature. We can't even catch them properly. That's why that much light they are. Air, we see, right? Air is a gas, so we can't even hold it for 1 second because it is a gas. So gas have low density, so they are very light in nature. Gas will fill their container completely. This is the fifth property of the gases. Okay, means they will fill their container completely, whatever container they are kept. And sixth property of the gas is that gas can flow easily, means fluidity property. What is fluidity property? The ability of the liquid or gas to flow easily. So seventh property of the gas is gas will have high freezing points. Example, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. Yes, they have high freezing points. And the eighth property of the gases is that the force of attraction between gaseous particles is weak. Means the weak forces are present between the gaseous particles. They don't have very strong force of attraction like solids, and they don't have medium force of attraction like liquids. They have a very weak forces present between them, the gaseous particles. Okay, and the ninth property of the gas is that interspatial gaps are large. So whatever interspatial gaps are there between them, that are very large, they're independent from each other, means they're free to move. They don't have any gaps present between them. Okay, they are very large. They have interspatial gaps. They have interspatial gaps between them more. Solids don't have any interspatial gaps. Liquids have some interspatial gaps, but gases have more interspatial gaps. Okay, so this is about today's session. So it's time to recap what we have learned. For the solids, we have learned that they are packed very tightly. For the liquids, we have learned that they are packed somewhat loosely. For the gases, they are very, very loosely packed. So this is the atomic view of the three states of matter. We also learned what is matter, classification of matter on the basis of physical properties and chemical properties. On the basis of physical properties, solid, liquid, gas. And we've learned about their definitions and about their properties. Okay then, thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like it, do like it, share it with your friends and family members, and comment your doubts and questions to me. And also don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. Thank you.